Assembly and installation of the frame. When unpacking the sections, it is important to identify the correct parts. The top track is a deep aluminium section which contains the magnets for the system to operate. It has a circular internal cross-section as shown here, which houses the magnets. The bottom track will have end caps for the US version and contains the steel guide pins which fit into the bottom of the sliding sashes. It has an internal upstand and wool pile attached. The master door jamb has a rectangular-shaped bottom track connector attached and has seals attached as shown. Please note the configuration for the US version of the door is slightly different to that used in the UK. The UK master door jamb is marked with a label on the external face that faces the brickwork. It also has two different seals. The top track connector is rounded to allow easy location into the top track section. The slide jamb has no gaskets on the US version of the door. The UK version of the slide jamb has two identical gaskets and no label. Using trestles located adjacent to the opening, lay the four frame sections in the correct sequence for assembly. Using a sealant gun, apply low modulus neutral cure silicone to the rear and front cavities of both sides of the bottom track. At this stage, do not seal the central chamber. Pre-drill a fixing hole in each jamb to assist when locating the frame initially in the opening. Carefully slide each jamb section into the top and bottom track, ensuring the frame corners stay safely on the trestles during the assembly. When all four corners have been assembled, seal the remaining center cavity on both ends of the bottom track. Install the track end caps at this point if supplied. You are now ready to position the frame in the opening. We recommend that two people lift the frame carefully, keeping the frame flat and square to prevent twisting at the corners. Ensure that the base and sides are sealed to prevent water ingress below the bottom track. The frame should be centered in the opening to allow adjustment in either direction. The bottom track should be packed to allow adjustment, and packed at either side to prevent lateral movement in setup. It is important that the packers at the side of the bottom track do not obstruct the movement of the jambs. The top track should then be packed to lock the position during setup. The next section is the most important part of the entire installation process. Take your time to ensure the bottom track is completely level and supported along its length. This will ensure the door system installs and operates beautifully. Using the laser level and set square, mark the laser line on the set square. Then, moving along the bottom track, compare the mark against the laser line, adjusting the packers to ensure the track is dead level as shown. When you are completely satisfied that the track is level, fix the bottom track adjacent to the packers, ensuring that silicone is applied into the drill holes and screw heads to prevent water ingress. At this stage, double-check the bottom track for level, adjust if necessary, reaffix and reseal as required. You are now ready to align the top track with the bottom track. Using the laser level, ensure that the center of the pivot pin hole on the bottom track is exactly aligned to the pivot pin hole on the top track, adjusting as necessary. It is imperative that the frame is situated plumb in the opening. This can be achieved by aligning the front edge of the bottom track with the front edge of the top track in the US version of the door, or by aligning the laser on the jamb to ensure the doors will operate perfectly upright as they slide along the track. With the pivot pin holes aligned and the top and bottom tracks in line, pack out the ends of the top track to ensure it can't move in either direction. The top track should be packed at the fixing points, paying particular attention to the pivot end of the door where the sashes gather in the open position and bear most of the weight. Double-check the pivot pin alignment prior to fixing the top track. Check the distance between the top and bottom track, ensuring the tracks are equidistant at every point. Any sagging or lifting should be addressed prior to installation of the sashes.